the game is changing. And if NASCAR doesn't change the rules of the playoffs and the format, what you're going to start seeing is guys lay back all year long, 26 races, make the 16, win a race here and there, win one when they need to, finish the way they need to, and then when they get in the playoffs, that's when they're going to bring their best equipment. And I think that's just not a good look for the sport. We have a long season. What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here, Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. I'm back, man. Couple week parlay. Had some work stuff come up. I apologize, y'all. But we're back at it like a bad habit. As always, right here at Coach's Corner Sports Network. So getting into the word of the day. A couple weeks ago, Lawrence said the word of the day was playoffs, which I'm sure I said that a few times talking. We were getting down to the nitty-gritty, headed into Vegas. I'm sure I said that quite a few times, probably had a good buzz. But if you're new to the show, the way we like to start it out is with that word of the day. Basically, every time I say the word, you're going to take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I have no idea what the word's going to be. Lawrence is going to throw it up, but every time I say it, take a sip. I always like to say it's age appropriate. If you're under 21, man, hey, get some Red Bull, sweet tea, Kool-Aid, stay up late. What is today? Wednesday? Man, you had a little short week if you're in school. You had Veterans Day off. I mean, come on. Hell, they only been in school like 30 days out of 60 so far, man. They're getting ready to get another break. We get another storm. I wish I was in school right now. I'd love this. This is amazing. So getting into the NASCAR news, man, got to start it out. Thoughts and prayers, condolences out there to Bobby Allison and that family. Lost a great one there, man. That is definitely a legend of NASCAR for real. Me and Lawrence talked a little bit before the show. I think maybe the writing was on the wall as we saw NASCAR come out and kind of give them an award, that win, to put them up there on that wins list. I think that was maybe the writing on the wall for it for sure. But again, just a great dude, Alabama gang member there, man. I mean, this is a staple guy of NASCAR. This is in the history books. Anywhere you read it, you're going to see that name for sure. So thoughts and prayers forward it is for Lawrence. But thoughts and prayers, man, for sure with that family. We're going to go ahead and start congratulating these drivers on these championships, but before we do, we're going to pause for station identification real early because it's going to be a short show, y'all. I'm not spilling all the beans in the milk tonight, but what the hell, we'll go ahead and get this going on up here. Get some, that might have been the closest one to me ever dropping it right there. Go ahead and get this going on tonight. But we're going to start it out with Truck Series, man. Big congrats to Ty Majeski out there. I tell you what, man. Good little truck driver for sure. Been around a while. Kind of got his stripes. I mean, short tracks and the amount of racing this guy does. He races a lot too. So big shout out to him. Congrats on that Truck Series championship. My money was on Eckes. I'm just letting you know. I think we took Majeski though, didn't we? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think I only sent Lawrence 19. Yeah, we won a little something there. Nothing crazy, but won a little something there. So big shout out to him as well. Excited to see what he'll come back, obviously, and do next season. We'll see how that all goes. But, hey, man, defending Truck Series champion, big shout out there again to Ty Majeski, man. He's got that title to carry. So, Allgaier, I mean, look, it's been a long time coming for that, man. Finally got that Xfinity Series Cup or Xfinity Series championship there. And really fought to get it. I mean, that wasn't an easy day. That wasn't a dominant day out front and gone. I mean, he really went through the struggles. They did that as a team for sure. I think it just speaks volume. You know, we talk about being young and how many guys get these opportunities to come up into Cup Series cars because you're young, and it's the what ifs. I mean, honestly, let's be real. It's the what if this guy is the next big thing? What if this guy is the next Kyle Larson or Jeff Gordon or Kyle Busch or whoever, Richard Petty, whoever, Jimmy Johnson. Doesn't matter. And they get a chance to go up, but you see guys, and again, Allgaier, had his shots, but you see guys like this that make a home in a career doing what they love, and that's racing in Xfinity. And he's competitive, and he has great equipment over there at Junior Motorsports. He's a staple of Xfinity Series. Glad to see him get the championship. Glad to see it get done the way it's done. I mean, you might as well say it. You know that it's coming again. The 7's going to be right back there next year. Sponsorship, everything right there, running for another championship probably. So hats off to Justin Allgaier. Couldn't happen to a better guy, honestly. Love him to death. Love the fact he made the Xfinity Series his home for sure. Last, but definitely least to me, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later on the show, Joey Logano. And it's not against Joey himself, man. Congratulations. 3-time Cup Series champion Joey Logano, man. is what it is. The man did what he had to do to win the championship. There's been a lot of backlash over that towards him and NASCAR. I'm not upset with Joey Logano. I've talked about it all day up here with family and friends. I'm not upset with him. He went out and did what he had to do in today's day and age to win the championship. That's all that matters. I mean, at the end of the day, if it comes down to winning one race and winning this race and putting yourself there, and all you got to do is be one of those 4 guys and win that race, he did what he needed to do. I think it's a big hats off to Penske. I think that's a big hat off for sure. I mean, there we are. He's been on fire. I mean, where's Hendrick at, right? Larson. We're back to Larson waiting on a championship for Hendrick and Chevrolet. So it's just one of those things that I think that they've got it dialed in. I think that they're putting their money in the right places, and you can't count them out. And that's just the way it goes in a playoff-style bracket. I mean, let's be honest. How many sports have we seen? How many times in the NFL and Super Bowl have we seen playoff runs from a wild card that's, a 9-8 team, a 9-6, 7 team, or hell, in NFL a 500 team go and run it all the way to the Super Bowl and have a chance, right? So I look at it like that in a way, but at the end of the day, man, I hate the turmoil and the backlash that he's catching and having to deal with. The man went out and did what he had to do. It's not his fault that he played by the rules and got in the way he got in, won the race he needed to win, and came to the championship race and found a way to get it done. And it's a Ford, I know. Jesus Christ, God. But anyways, we'll get to a little bit more on that in a bit, man. But got to give a big shout out there. If you haven't yet, man, check out that social media, y'all. We've been gaining some followers lately, man. It started out with that Larson show a few weeks back. That was one of our biggest shows we've had. Up past 400, what, 405, 403, 408? 406? Man, every number I said, everything I said other than 6, right? About the way I picked this year, too, honestly. But, at the end of the day, man, 406 followers, big shout out. And we're going to do a show next week for all the giveaways and recap the season. So I'm not going to do all that. But makes me feel good, man. We got some folks out here following the show, spreading the love. And really, it's all about, again, that checkered flag for charity, man. So if you haven't yet, like I said, go out, like, share, follow, all that social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Lawrence does a great job, again, editing the show, throwing it on YouTube. You can check that out. But most importantly, subscribe to that YouTube channel, y'all. Share it. You got any family members, NASCAR fans, anybody that's even, got the slightest little bit of interest in NASCAR, throw them to Rubbing and Grubbing. Tell them to come up here if they're in the Savannah area. Check it out up here at Coach's, man. But at the end of the day, I'm proud to be a part of it and a lot of fun, man. And Lawrence does most of the work, y'all. I just get to come up here and talk and drink beer and hang out with family and talk NASCAR. So Lawrence does the work. I just get to have the fun part of it, man. So 2311 racing in 2025, and there's a question mark behind that. Is it going to happen? I think it's going to happen either way, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't see NASCAR banning 2311 in sponsorship. I mean, they do have some big sponsorship. That is some big money. I mean, one of their drivers was just, in that championship 4 there. I think it comes down to this. I think it comes down to what they're wanting to do is try to get a shift of weight through somebody higher than NASCAR, right? NASCAR kind of has a monopolization on auto racing as far as it goes in America in a way, right? Not Indy, not open wheel, not F1. You got ARCA, you got this, you got that. Guess what? They own that too. I mean, they have a monopoly on it. And until you have somebody and an investor or people that want to come in and go out and build X amount of tracks for X amount of hundreds of millions of dollars and put the infrastructures into those cities, or they want to rent them from NASCAR, whatever you want to do, you're not going to have anything different. So at the end of the day, you're fighting. It's kind of like trying to sue the NFL over like a player number or something, right? It's like it really doesn't make any sense. I mean, I get it. They want more money. They want a little more cut of it. But when you have staple guys like the Hendricks, like the Joe Gibbs, like the Penske that's been doing this for decades now, and this is the best it's ever been. This is what you're getting. This is what we can do. And you've got a newcomer, which, I get it. It's Michael Jordan. It's big sponsorship. It's a big name. It's good equipment. I'm not going to frown on that. I think it would be a hurt to the sport if we didn't see a Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace in those cars next year on the track. But it comes down to maybe they don't have a charter. Maybe they end up with no charter, and maybe they end up having to qualify for every race, which, we'll see how that works out. I'll keep you tuned. Make sure you're tuning into Rubbing and Grubbing, Coach's Corner, usually at 6, but it's been a little earlier these past few weeks, so make sure you're tuning in. I'll keep you up to date, man. New playoff system. This just dropped a few hours ago. Are we going to get a new playoff? New system to it? We're going to talk about this definitely more a little bit later on. This kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about earlier. I'm not spilling the beans on this for sure, and what I have in my thoughts on it. I mean, I've talked about it for a few years up here, maybe not in the same way I think about it this year, but the playoffs in general, I talked about it, man. We'll get to it. And one of my favorite events of the weekend, man, which I should have mentioned this earlier, pace car spinning out. I mean, who was it? I mean, you know what I mean? Who was driving? That's how I want to know who was driving. Like, and, you know, and the question was asked, do they have a backup? And clearly they have a backup. I mean, this is just how they do. I mean, I don't know if they had to pull it off the trailer, if it had to go, like, you know, pre-race inspection before it got certified. But, hey, I tell you what, man, pretty wild stuff. I don't know who touched him. I don't know if he was ever touched or if he just dove in too hard. He overdrove the corner. But somebody screwed up. I'm going to throw $1 in because I really want to say the F word, but I don't try not to on the show, so I'll throw $1 in there anyways. Somebody did. Somebody messed up. Somebody's looking for a job. I guarantee you that, man. So, again, checkered flag for charity, y'all. Joey Logano comes home victorious in that checkered flag for charity. $22 going in. I tell you, that did pretty good on this little later half of the season there. That puts us over almost right at 1,800, I think, here. Got to give a big shout out to everybody that partaked and participated in everything we do for these charitable events. Got to give a big shout out to Will Hare Racing again and Jupiter Coyote for doing that, friends, family. But set them up, good, cooler, full of joy, and thanks to everybody that came out and supported this young race car driver. I mean, Will is a really good kid. Comes up to coaches all the time, loves coaches in general, loves Savannah. I mean, football player, what an athlete, and just a young, inspired race car driver. Wants to go race, man. The kid's got talent. So, again, you can always check him out on Facebook, follow him out there on social media, Will Hare Racing. If you're a company in Savannah looking for a guy to kind of throw some sponsorship money to, give him a call, man. Great family, amazing people. And, again, like I said, the kid's got some talent, so make sure you check him out and go out and follow him, man. I tell you, up-and-coming little race car driver there for sure. So, got to give a big shout out to my main man, Parker Eccles over there, Arborman Tree Service, owner-operator, fully insured, locally owned, locally operated. Man, any of your tree service needs, give Parker a call. I'm sure he's still busy. Man, we got storms coming left and right. We got another one looks like it's going to do something. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully not too much, fingers crossed on that, but you'll see that number for Arborman scrolling all night long. Doesn't matter what it is, full tree removal, stump grinding, you need some limbs cut back, man, make sure you give Parker a call over there at Arborman. Again, you'll see that number scrolling all night on the screen. As I always say, no job too big, too small, give Parker a call. Cheers, baby. So who's hot and who's not? Well, NASCAR ain't hot right now. I'm not really going to get into it too much. They really kind of made me mad. And I'll tell you, Joey Logano's average finish on the year wasn't very hot either, but somehow he's a champion. So I'll give him that too. That's not on him. That's just on NASCAR. But anyways, at the end of the day, what's not? I'll say Joey Logano and NASCAR again. Both of them are hot. Joey Logano, I'm not taking nothing away from him. Not my cup of tea. He looks like he comes from New Hampshire or somewhere like that for sure. Just not my cup of tea. Good race car driver. I mean, like I said, 3-time Cup Series champion. I mean, hey, you know, what are we going to do? Start comparing him to Jeff Gordon here when he wins 4? Oh, yeah, I'd love that. I swear to God, I will boycott all of Ford at that point. I will play loud music next to Joey Logano in Atlanta to keep him up late. I don't care. I will go to jail. I will go to jail to keep him up late. Not going to happen. No comparison to Jeff Gordon ever. But he's a 3-time champion. I do give him that. All right, man. So getting, I'm not hating the player. I'm hating the game right now. I'll tell you that 100%. They better get it right. Man, where's old France at when you need them? This kind of stuff wasn't happening when France was in there, man. I'm just kidding, by the way. That was, you know, pretty funny. But at the end of the day, man, got to give a big shout out to Lamar, too. Lamar's Body Shop, 2301 Skidaway Road. The best automotive collision center in the Savannah area, man. Locally owned, locally operated. Again, Lamar and his team, they don't cut any corners on you, man. They're not going to fade the font. They're going to give it to you straight. And it's right around the corner from Coach's, too, man. So you can go up there, get your estimate, come here, eat some lunch. I mean, I'm telling you, man. Doesn't matter what it is. Need that estimate for that insurance company. Need a new bumper. Need a paint job. Got a little restore you're trying to do. Go holler at Lamar and his team up there at Lamar's Body Shop. 2301 Skidaway Road. As I always say, don't settle for par. Go see Lamar, man. So we're getting into it now, man. Championship or flop? And I'm going to say this year the racing was good. The playoffs were good. I'll say that. But I'll say the guy that won it was the flop, and not on him. As you heard me say, it's not his fault. It's not his fault he won it the way he won it. It's not his fault he was eligible to go to Phoenix and win it. He did what he needed to do. You can't take anything away from him. I'm not going to give him too much backlash. I think it's probably one of the weakest Cup Series championships we've ever seen won. I'll say that. I'm not going to downgrade it. At the end of the day, it's still a championship. But we got to do something. We got to change it a little bit. I think we have kind of outgrown the playoff format we brought in. Now, I will agree, if you guys obviously probably watch, Harvick's podcast, he talked about it a good little bit, and he did bring some good points up. We got to start awarding that regular season champion a little bit more when we start talking about changing these playoffs, right? If a guy goes in 26 races out of the year, X amount of wins, and he wins this race and he beats everybody else, I think that should be an automatic bid into the race for a championship. You're in, no matter what, okay? Now, the elimination rounds is something I would love to see go away. I think that it brings the race inside the race, but I think we have enough of that already with stage racing. We already know when cautions are falling at certain points. I don't think that we necessarily have to bring that drama of who's eliminated. I think that what we really need to do is find those 16 guys or however many guys, whatever they want to set the field to, that are in the playoffs. And I think that Harvick hit it. I think that if you win the regular season, you should be automatic into the round of 4 or 8 or 12, if you want to look at it that way, second, third, into the 8, into the 12. But I also think that we can bypass that. I think regular season champions should go straight in. I think that they should, have a shot at that championship. I think that, the other 15 guys that are in there, or let's say even we take the guy that has the most wins, because NASCAR, we invented this system but put an emphasis on winning. Winning means so much. We got to win. Well, the guy that won the most races this year didn't even have a chance to run for the championship. So how important is winning? I think winning is important at the certain time you need to win. That's the only time winning is important. Other than that, consistency means nothing anymore, to be honest with you. Consistency through the first 26 mean a lot. The last 10, it doesn't matter. You can go 33rd, you can go 36th, 30, you can go 40th and 40th and win a race and go, oh, I'm in the round 8. And you can have a guy that finishes second in all 3 races and not make it in. So this is the things that I think we got to kind of take a look at and fix. And I think it'd be right. The guy with the most wins is in, and the guy with the regular season championship is in. The other 13 guys we have, or 12, or whatever number we settle on, until you are mathematically eliminated. Stage points, race wins, until you are mathematically eliminated, you can run for that championship. And it's going to bring, we still have the stage wins, we still have the playoff system points, we still have all this stuff. But what it's going to bring is it's going to bring a little bit more of that guy that has the average 17.2 average finish for Joey Logano on the year. You're going to have a really hard time once you get in those playoffs there again, unless you start winning, right? He won at the right time. Now, again, we know how he got in with the DQ from Bowman. I'm not mad at that. That's on Hendrick. That's on them. He got in. He did what he needed to do. I think it's a bigger thing that NASCAR needs to change. I think that also in the day that we're at now with the most equal car we've seen between any big organizations, money can't buy it all for you anymore. We're going on what? This is year 4? 4, Lawrence? 3, 4? Going on year 3 or 4 for the next gen, all right? They're going to start figuring it out even more and more. We're going to start seeing those bigger organizations pull a little bit farther away. But the point being, they're always going to be close together because of the box that they're put in. Until we start seeing these guys go out there and do some different things, until we see NASCAR change this point system, you're going to see these things happen. Now, again, the other side of that argument is going to be, well, how many championships have you seen won before the last race of the year? Yeah, maybe we can come up with a rule to eliminate that. Maybe it's got to be played out. Maybe nobody. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's once we get to the last race, points are reset between these 12 guys, and it's the highest finisher out of everybody that's mathematically possible. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's for them to figure out. I don't get paid the big bucks to figure out your new playoff system for you, but I think it'd be a lot more interesting. I think it'd be more fair to consistency throughout the whole year. I think it's even going to be more fair to consistency throughout the playoffs. It's not going to depend so much on winning one race and making the next round or whatever. As long as you're there and you're having good runs, you're going to have a chance to go in there and compete and fight for that championship. And I think a guy like Christopher Bell, and I think a guy like, let's say it, Kyle Larson, I think these guys right here, why wouldn't you? Why shouldn't you be a part? I mean, why, because you have bad runs here and there, but you're great through the season. You've got 6 wins. You've got this many wins. You're consistent. I mean, it's just something they got to get fixed for sure. We're coming into an era in NASCAR, while we're talking it, We all know SVG's coming over to Trackhouse. New era NASCAR is coming in. You're going to start seeing these teams build. If it's a win you're in system where all you got to do is win one race and you're in, you're going to start seeing a lot of teams build stables. You're going to build a team. It's not going to be this guy, we're a good, huge amount of talent. Everybody's good everywhere. You're going to start seeing a short track specialist, and you're going to start seeing a guy that's really good on super speedway racing, and you're going to start seeing a guy like SVG that's good at road courses. We have, 4 or 5 road courses on the schedule now? They're going to bring him the best equipment. All he's got to do is win one of those, and he's in the playoffs. What do you guys think he's really going to do throughout the playoffs, making it when he wins 1, 2, 3 of these road courses? What, the Roval? There we go, the Roval, Watkins Glen, this, that, before this year. Who knows, man? It's just, the game is changing. And if NASCAR doesn't change the rules of the playoffs and the format, what you're going to start seeing is guys lay back all year long, 26 races, make the 16, win a race here and there, win one when they need to, finish the way they need to, and then when they get in the playoffs, that's when they're going to bring their best equipment. And I think that's just not a good look for the sport. We have a long season, February to November, and you want to go 26 races that really don't mean anything, but the last 10 mean everything? Nah, that's just not right with me. So that'll do it for the rubbing, baby. We are on to the grubbing. And it's National Sandwich Day, as I was told before I came up here. So I got one of my staples, and it looks really good. I eat this quite often from here. Uh-oh, Will Hare in the house, baby. There he is. There he is. Will, what you got? Little blue, what you got, man? Some blue raspberry?
No, that's a Powerade.
Oh, Powerade. Couldn't even bring me a Powerade, man. I love you, brother. But, man, I'm telling you, man, they sliced and diced it for me right. I'm telling you, man, the homemade chips, I'm all about this club sandwich, baby. You got the hams, the turkeys, the lettuce, the tomato, the mayo. You got it all. The cheese, man. I can't wait to get off air. I'm about to tear a piece of this up. I am hungry, man. Make sure you guys come out this Saturday. This is one of the best concerts they have up here at Coaches in the Sound Garden all year long. The one, the only. Departure will be here. I don't know if I'm going to be here. I don't miss Departure, but I might have to miss it this time, unfortunately. But we're going to find out. I might not. I might be here. But either way, the tickets are going fast, man. This thing's going to sell out. I promise you guys that. This is an amazing band, Journey Tribute. They put on a hell of a show. Make sure you come out, support local business right here at Coach's Corner, the best music venue in Savannah. Make sure you're staying tuned. Demasi, I think he's going to see, Lauren said going to see some family. Got a show he's going to throw up there tonight, so make sure you're tuning into that. And better yet, go to YouTube, follow Coach Carl Demasi Sports Report, keeping you up to date, everything sports in the local area. Not only that, a little national talk. My dogs are struggling, y'all. I'm pissed. They lost to Ole Miss at Ole Miss. I give them that. I swear, we better whoop Tennessee's ass up in here at Sanford this weekend. I swear to God, we better beat them by, I'm going to say 21, because I've been saying 20 the last 2 weeks, and we lost, and I ain't about that no more. We're going to beat them by 21. We're blowing them out. That's it. We're done. That's it. We're done. Making the playoffs, making the run. That's it. Final score, at home, we're going to do something real weird. We're going to go 39-24, dogs. Really weird, baby. But that's it for me. I'm out. Love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week or week of Thanksgiving. I'll keep you posted. We're going to do a couple weeks down the road. We're going to do a nice little season recap, give away all this nice stuff we got to give away at the end of the year, talk about what we look forward to the 2025 season of NASCAR, and probably drink some cold beer, man. That's what we're known for. So love you guys. Hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in to Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Hey, as always, stay safe. Till next time, y'all. As always, love you. Wash your hands. All right.